Hey guys, welcome back. Today I have a pretty classic game of me piloting Paladin versus Pale Lady. Nothing too crazy happens during this game. It's a pretty average luck, maybe slightly below average for the Pale Lady, but Paladin doesn't do anything crazy. But yeah, you'll see. Here we go. We're rolling to see who goes first. I roll 5, he rolls a 3, so I'm going first. Yes! First step of doing well with Paladin, go first. We have a couple dice mods in Vegas, always a good start. Playing Vegas right away, gaining 1 CP. Definitely want to enter the roll phase with Paladin with some extra CP just in case you gotta fall back and reroll them. I have Holy Light and almost Retaliate, but since we're going first, we're gonna aim for that Retaliate. Yep. Roll 2 Retaliate. Gaining 3 CP. Gaining a Retribution. And then spending 3, draw a card. The goal in this matchup is to keep Pale Lady on Pale Lady as long as possible, and then when she is werewolf, just try to survive until she goes back. One way to do that is to not hit her defense, to make her work for the shards. Doing its first roll, keeping the 2 5s, going for either the Cure or Full Moon. Yep. Gets the Full Moon, tries to gain some shards here. Rolls a bunch of claws. Some pretty good damage, but no shards. So I roll defense, blocking 3 and dealing 1 back. We got 6 incoming, so I'm reflecting back another 3. I take 6 and he takes 4, which is going to be a common theme in this game. Trying to put some early bleeds on me, pretty good move. 2, so I only get 1 bleed. You can see him sigh a little bit with his hand motions over there. Rolling for bleed and I get a 6. Getting that out of here ASAP. Getting another dice mod. So I do a first roll Mighty Prayer here. Again, trying not to hit her defense, but also setting up to deal some damage before she goes into werewolf. I think I end my turn with that, yep. So my hand is pretty stacked right now. I know I said it's very average luck, but in dice mod, in terms of dice mods, I guess it's pretty above average here. I'm pretty prepared for everything. He rolls the Cure, first roll, locks it in, gains a shard, CP, heals, a little bit of economy for him. My turn. Getting to try again. I roll a Retaliate on my first roll, so I'm not fighting that. And I got the extra 6 to back it up, so you can't even mod me out of that. Going up to 8 CP and then spending 3, draw a card. Get the Retaliate upgrade. Love to see that early game. Slapping that down right away because I don't feel like selling anything. Ending the turn with 6 cards. Doing first roll, keeping the 6 and the 5. Uh-oh. I know this got a bit awkward for him. You can see him thinking he wants that last shard, but also the dice may not give it to him here. Thinking about what to do. I could cut this part, but I think I'm just gonna have you guys stare at me while we wiggle our fingers. Alright, he locks in the hunt. Gives me a prey, dealing 6 defendable, rolling for prey, and adding 1 damage. 7. And I'm dealing 1 back and blocking 2. And then reflecting back, another 3. Dealing him back 4 again. You can see our health going down together. Here he decides to play that I don't flash it on the screen because he decides to take it back, but it'll come. The card that lets me pay him a CP, but he noticed I'm stacked right now, so he's like, never mind. He plays getting paid because he said he had too many cards, but also doesn't want to sell anything. So now I'm like, ooh, what do you have in your hand? I roll another retaliate on the first roll. You know, I take it back. Maybe it was slightly above average luck here for Paladin. Alright, I choose not to lock it in. So this could have been a misplay on my part because I don't want to sit on my tokens too long. I'm thinking he's going to turn werewolf soon. I should probably do some damage if possible. So I eat up my rolls here. Paladin is just giving me helmets. Playing try again. So I'm on my 4th and 5th roll. And as you can see, more helmets. Sometimes playing Paladin is playing against yourself. And this is one of those times. But I refuse to declare a whiff. And I also apparently refuse to play my dice mods. So I'm testing my luck with the CP reroll. I get a 1. Almost there. I think I do it one more time because I'm like, I can afford it. I can afford it. See, yep, I can afford it. I get another 1 and try to lock in Righteous Combat. And my opponent lets it through. So now I have a bit of information here. Either they just really didn't think it was worth it, or they don't have any dice mods and they're just hoarding 7 CP, which is totally possible. So I get the 5 and the 3, adding 1 damage to the base, and then modding it with crit and accuracy, making it 10 undefendable total, and then healing for 2. Passing my turn here. Pale Lady sitting on 8 CP, not modding me out of that 20 roll attempt Righteous Combat. Now he decides to play it. Pentalent, that's what it was called. I have to pay him a CP, which was pretty good because I was saving just enough for me to play Soul Wild, and now I can't play Soul Wild. Gets the cure one more time. Pretty sure he's sitting there thinking, I don't want to keep healing, I should probably hit you. But I think he elects to lock in the cure one last time. Nope, I think he goes for Full Moon instead to deal a little bit of damage. This time he gets the shard. And 1 damage. So that's 5 plus 1 is 6. Does he roll for the prey? Yep, I'm reminding him here I still have a prey. Gets a +1, so I'm taking 7 total. I'm rolling defense and blocking 3. Taking 4. He ends his turn. Get the Mighty Prayer, but I think at this point I don't exactly need it, so I'm selling it for some CP. Just in case. Well, this might be my first misplay of the game, because I roll a large straight first roll, and I'm thinking he's about to go into werewolf, so if I'm gonna run into the defense, now is the time because he already has max shards. So I think this is what I go for, and I heal a little bit and try to separate or put some more distance between our health totals. But then in hindsight, if he's going into werewolf with max shards and rolls a straight, I should probably have had a token on board to deal with that. So he heals 2, gains a shard, but I'm pretty sure he's at max already. Oh no, he wasn't at max, so yeah, even more of a misplay. I gave him the last shard he needed. But I was pretty comfortable with the health difference at the time to make that choice. Almost double the health, but he's werewolf now, so that can change very quickly. Especially with 9 CP. That's the first roll. Second roll. Third roll is trying to do undefendable damage to me. He's deciding between, I think, Rip and Tear and a small straight. Under normal circumstances, if I had my defense upgraded, he'd probably go for Rip and Tear, but I still don't have my defense upgraded, which is really bad going into werewolf right now. Yep. Decides to go for the straight. I'm just thanking God it's not a large. And he doesn't mod it either, so if he was going to mod himself to max damage, now would be the time. Which means he has no dice mods. Yep, still deciding. He's like, screw it. Small straight. Just do it. I'm like, do it, just do it. Does the small, gives me a bleed, +1 from the prey. 12 total damage with the shards. And I only block 2 and deal 1 back. See, if I had Retaliate on board right now, I would be sending 5 back. Huge mistake on my part looking back at it now. And he plays the Ravage, so he's getting maximum damage. But doesn't roll a whole lot of claws. Even on the reroll, he's taking the damage, because you gotta give yourself a damage. He's got 2 claws. 1 more claw. So only adds 3. So, you know, it was bad, but it could have been much, much worse had that been a large straight. And just like that, we're caught up. So, yeah. Guys, if you're going into werewolf, just retribute or protect. Holy light all day. Rolling for bleed. They start to stick around now, so I'm taking it. Could potentially re-roll it with a CP, but I'm thinking I can maybe end the game faster than that, so I'm testing my luck. Rolling. Here's my first holy light. And only, I think. And sadly, it's just a baby holy light, only healing 2. Honestly, I don't even think I go for it. I think I go for requital here. Right, I remember now. We're talking about it in the video where I'm like, if I go for requital, I'm guaranteed some kind of defensive token to reflect damage, whereas Holy Light, I don't really feel like testing my luck with getting to protect. And his health is already low, so I want to discourage him from doing big damage against me. But I think he does it anyways. What is that? He plays the Scent of Blood. Tries to give me another prey. So yeah, guys, he's just gonna hit me, as werewolf does. He sells that. Can't tell what it was. What's he going for here? Plays one more time, tries to chase the 6s. Gets one extra 6. Doesn't get any more. But he locks in the Hunter. 7 CP, full hand of cards. Apparently no dice mods, so looks like a very unlucky game for my opponent here. When I block 2, deal 1 back. And reflect another 4. I take the 1 for bleed. Spending 3 to draw a card, seeing what I get. At this point, I'm just hoarding. I'm hoarding my dice mods. I'm not playing anything. I'm waiting for the one moment. And I retaliate for the millionth time in this game. Getting the token and spending 3 to draw another card. Now that's a good card to get late game, and that's one of the cards I was waiting for. And I'm playing Transference, trying to give him his bleed back. Disrespectfully tossing it to his board. He's rolling his bleed, taking the damage. Plays double up. He plays his Vegas. Gets 2 CP. Transfers it back to me. All my work. Keeping 2 5s. Two more 5s. Goes for Full Moon Blitz. Pretty sure it's just 1 heal. He's got 1 shard left. Yep. Okay. 2 bleeds. 1 comes off. Oh, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't, because he plays try again to try to keep that on. Gets another 1. Then a 4. So adding 2 damage. So it's total 7 undefendable. I'm playing Absolution. Gain 2 CP and block 2. I'm taking 5. I think I reflect 3. Yep, decide to reflect 3. And try to keep us as close in health as possible. We're not blocking any damage this game. We are reflecting and only reflecting. Trick of the Light. He is healing and going back into Lady to keep his shard. Try to go back into Werewolf later. I'm playing Waxing Moon. I think he just wants to deal damage to me, but ends up getting the CP, and he's like, I don't need any more CP. Clearly, I have no dice spots. Now it's my turn. I'm rolling for bleed. And it comes off. Take that. I don't need any more CP either. Playing Blessed, hoping to either draw some cards or heal, but I get the 6, which is kind of not what you want, especially if you don't have the Tithe upgrade, but I end up taking it because I have Getting Paid in my hand and I'm just gonna draw 1 card off this and see what I get. Only attack, don't need that. And I don't draw any more cards because I have a very expensive card in my hand, which I play right now, I think. Yeah, so we need to end this game, so we are playing Consecration. Getting every token. Saving the Getting Paid. Make him think I don't have CP. What do we have here? It's always annoying to see this spread. Duplicate numbers. Can't even chase a straight properly. But personally, whenever I see something like this, I keep 2 of the numbers and re-roll the rest just in case I fall into a straight. But I also have 3 dice mods in my hand, so I don't know why I still chose to do that. I probably could have just kept the 5 and forced a large straight, but it ended up working out, I believe. Yeah. I'm like, we are not trying to Mighty Prayer right now, but I'm closer to a straight or retaliate. Not retaliate. Righteous Combat. I end up going for the 3rd roll just to see what I get. Still don't get anything. So this is another one of those times where you're kind of fighting against Paladin, but I have the same Z's, so I'm going for Righteous Combat, and I can fall back on 6-hit or So Wild if he does mod me, but he doesn't. So all those cards he drew into and no dice mods, I guess. So I'm adding 2 damage to make it 7 base, and then crit and accuracy, 11 undefendable. Bam. Just like that. And I have a protect and a retaliate. I think he wants to go for Full Moon or Cure, but the game is giving him basic attack. 4 damage, basic attack. I'm over here thinking, just 4? So I can't even reflect back to kill you? Kind of an awkward number. And then he decides to roll for his praise too. Probably for the worst, because it adds more damage for me to reflect. But at this point, I think we just wanted to end the game, so now it's 6, which is still an awkward amount, and I have to roll my defense because I need to get 1 sword. Yep. I get the 1 sword, block 2, and gain a CP. But the blocking 2 makes it so that I can't reflect back all the damage. So he took the 1 preemptively, but I'm thinking about the 5 right now. So what I decide to do is I'd play Getting Paid into So Wild, and I changed that 5 back into a 1, though it could have just been a 6. Either way, my opponent plays Helping Hand, it gets into a 6, so I'm gaining 2 CP, dealing 1 damage back with 6 incoming damage, because I'm not blocking anything now, which means I can block 3 and reflect 3. Which is exactly 4. And he's just throwing his dice to see, like, why couldn't I just roll moons? Why? And there it is. So yeah, after going through that game and actually commentating it, it looks like my luck was actually pretty decent here, aside from a couple turns where Paladin was trying to play against me a little bit. And my opponent's luck, actually pretty bad. There was very little removal that he drew into. I think he transferred the bleed back to me. Maybe he should have transferred the retaliate away from me. He stayed in Pale Lady way too long, didn't maximize werewolf was able, at least he was able to capitalize on me not having any protection during his first werewolf turn. That really brought him back into the game. I think I could have done a little better there. Like if I had a retaliate on board or a protect on board, then maybe it wouldn't have been as close of a game, and maybe the game would have lasted a little longer and I drew into my twice as wild. I typically like to play Paladin in a more econ focused manner so that I can kind of close out the game with an ultimate, but it didn't really look like it played out that way here and just ended up killing him on my defense. Yeah. If you enjoyed this, feel free to leave a comment below. If you spot any misplays or something that we could have both done differently, like please let us know. That's how we learn. If you spot any actual mistakes where maybe we cheated unintentionally, also point those out, because we reflect on those as well. We want to improve and not repeat those in future videos. So yeah, thanks for watching, and on the next Upkeep Phase, we'll resolve, refresh, and repeat.